December 4th, 1872. The British ship Gibraltar spots a vessel drifting alone in the Atlantic Ocean. As they get closer, something's wrong. The ship is intact, sails partially set, moving but aimless. They board the vessel. The name on the hull, Mary Celeste. Food on a table, half-eaten meals, personal belongings untouched, navigation equipment intact, cargo secure, but the crew, gone. All 10 people, vanished. No signs of struggle, no blood, no bodies, just gone. For 150 years, the Mary Celeste has remained one of maritime history's greatest mysteries. What happened aboard that ship, the Mary Celeste, originally named Amazon, when launched in 1861 in Nova Scotia, Canada, a brigantine merchant ship, 282 tons, 31 meters long, built for transatlantic cargo trade. But her history was troubled from the start. Her first captain died during the maiden voyage. She collided with another ship, ran aground, changed owners multiple times. In 1868, she was salvaged and renamed Mary Celeste. November 1872. New York Harbor. Captain Benjamin Briggs takes command. An experienced seaman, 37 years old. Known for being cautious, religious, a teetotaler, no alcohol. His crew, Albert Richardson, first mate, Andrew Gilling, second mate, Edward Head, steward and cook, Volkert and Bos Lorenzen, brothers, German sailors, Arian Martens, German sailor, Gottlieb Goodschall, German sailor, and 2 passengers, Sarah Briggs, captain's wife, 30 years old, Sophia Matilda Briggs, their 2-year-old daughter, total 10 people aboard. The cargo, 1,701 barrels of denatured alcohol, bound for Genoa, Italy. November 7th, 1872. The Mary Celeste departs New York. No one aboard would ever be seen again. November 7th. Clear weather. The Mary Celeste sails east into the Atlantic. Captain Briggs kept a detailed log. Everything routine. Weather conditions, ship's position, daily progress. November 24th. The last log entry, ship's position, off the Azores Islands, mid-Atlantic. At 8 o'clock, Eastern Point bore SSW, 6 miles distant. A normal entry, nothing unusual, no distress, no problems mentioned. November 25th, no log entry. And then, silence. Meanwhile, another ship had departed New York 8 days after the Mary Celeste. The Gibraltar, Captain David Morehouse commanding. He knew Captain Briggs personally. They dined together before departure. December 4th, 1872. The Gibraltar is sailing the same Atlantic route. And that's when they see her. Afternoon, December 4th. The Gibraltar's crew spots a ship about 6 miles away. Odd behavior. Sails partially set, moving erratically. No one on deck. Captain Morehouse watches through his telescope. Something's wrong. He orders his first mate, Oliver DeVoe, to investigate. DeVoe takes 2 crew members, boards a small boat, rows toward the mystery ship. As they approach, they read the name, Mary Celeste. Morehouse's heart sinks, his friend Briggs's ship. But where is everyone? They board the ship. The deck is deserted, wet. The main hatch is open. One of the ship's pumps is disassembled. They go below deck. The cargo hold, 1,701 barrels of alcohol, mostly intact, but 9 barrels are empty. The captain's cabin, personal items scattered but not ransacked. Briggs's log is there. His wife's melodeon, a small organ, sits untouched. Their daughter's toys, clothes hanging. The galley, food in pots, half-eaten meals on the table, fresh water in barrels, 6 months' supply. Food provisions ample. The crew quarters, Personal belongings still there. Tobacco pipes, clothes, boots, seamen's chests. Everything suggests normal activity, then sudden abandonment. But no people, no bodies, no blood, no signs of violence. What's missing? 1. The ship's lifeboat, gone 2. The chronometer, navigation instrument, gone 3. The ship's papers, except the log, gone 4. The sextant, gone. The ship's clock had stopped. Water between decks, about 3.5 feet, but not dangerous amounts. One of the ship's pumps was disassembled, as if someone had been checking the water level. The ship's compass was destroyed. The binnacle, compass housing, was damaged. But the ship was seaworthy, not in distress, not sinking. So why did 10 people abandon a perfectly functional ship? Devoe and his men faced a decision. The Mary Celeste was a derelict, an abandoned ship. Under maritime law, they could claim salvage rights, but she needed crew to sail her. Morehouse split his crew. 3 men stayed on the Dei Gratia, 3 sailed the Mary Celeste. Both ships headed to Gibraltar, the nearest port. December 13th, 1872. Both ships arrive in Gibraltar, and immediately problems begin. The British authorities are suspicious. Why? 1. Morehouse and Briggs knew each other. Was this insurance fraud? 2. The cargo was valuable. Did the Dei Gratia crew murder everyone for salvage money? 3. The story seemed too convenient. A Vice Admiralty Court investigation begins. Surveyor John Austin inspects the Mary Celeste. He finds cuts in the ship's railings, sword marks, brownish stains on deck, blood, a deep cut in the bow, axe damage. Austin's report suggests violence, possible mutiny, murder. But when the stains are tested, not blood, rust and fruit residue. The sword marks, normal wear and tear. The axe damage, old damage from previous incidents. No evidence of violence, no evidence of piracy, no evidence of mutiny. The court interrogates Morehouse and Devoe for 3 months. Finally, March 1873. The court concludes there's no foul play. The Dei Gratia crew gets salvage rights, but only a fraction of what they expected. But the question remains, what happened to the 10 people? For 150 years, over a dozen theories have been proposed. Theory 1. Alcohol explosion. The cargo, 1,701 barrels of denatured alcohol. 9 barrels were found empty. Theory: alcohol vapors built up in the hold. An explosion seemed imminent. The crew panicked and abandoned ship in the lifeboat. Supporting evidence. 9 barrels were empty. Possible leakage. The main hatch was open. Ventilation attempt. Denatured alcohol is highly flammable. Modern tests show alcohol vapor can create explosive atmosphere without actual fire. Problems. No burn marks anywhere on the ship. No explosion occurred. If they feared explosion, why not just ventilate longer? Why take navigation instruments for a temporary evacuation? Theory 2. Waterspout or sudden storm. A waterspout, tornado over water, or sudden violent storm struck. Theory: the crew panicked, thinking the ship was sinking, and abandoned in haste. Supporting evidence. Weather in the Atlantic can change suddenly. The disassembled pump suggests they were checking water levels. 3.5 feet of water below deck might have seemed worse than it was. Problems. Captain Briggs was experienced. He wouldn't abandon a seaworthy ship. The ship survived the supposed storm perfectly. Why take the chronometer and sextant? Theory 3. Seaquake. An underwater earthquake created shock waves. Theory: the crew felt violent shaking, thought the ship was breaking apart. abandoned ship. Supporting evidence. Seaquakes do occur in the Atlantic. Could explain sudden panic. Ship would remain intact after problems. No historical record of seaquake in that area on those dates still doesn't explain why they'd stay in the lifeboat. Theory 4. Piracy. Pirates attacked, killed everyone, took valuables. Problems. Cargo untouched. Valuable alcohol left behind. Personal valuables still aboard, no signs of struggle. No blood pirates would have taken the ship itself. Theory 5. Mutiny. The crew mutinied, killed the captain and his family. Problems. Captain Briggs had a good relationship with crew. No blood, no bodies. Why abandon a ship you just took over? Theory 6. Insurance fraud. Morehouse and Briggs conspired. Briggs faked disappearance. Morehouse claimed salvage. They split the money. Problems. Briggs was wealthy, didn't need money. He took his wife and 2-year-old daughter. Would he risk their lives? Neither man was ever seen again. Salvage payment was small. Nothers. Theory 7. Combination theory, most likely. Multiple factors. 1. Alcohol fumes detected. Crew opens hatches for ventilation 2. Pump disassembly shows water concern. They check bilge 3. Strong smell, plus water, plus recent rough seas. Panic sets in 4. Captain makes bad decision. Orders temporary evacuation to lifeboat 5. Lifeboat tethered to ship. Crew waits at safe distance 6. Rope breaks or wasn't tied well. Lifeboat drifts away 7. Mary Celeste's sails catch wind. Ship sails away from lifeboat 8. Lifeboat lost at sea. All 10 people drown, bodies never found. This explains why they took navigation instruments, thought they'd return. Why ship was intact, no actual danger, check mark. Why they disappeared, lost at sea, check mark. Why no bodies, ocean. The ship herself? She sailed on. After the Gibraltar investigation, new owners purchased her. She continued cargo runs for 12 more years, but her reputation was cursed. Crews refused to sail her. Captains reported bad luck. November 1884. New captain, new cargo, new scheme. Captain Gilman Parker deliberately ran the Mary Celeste aground on a reef near Haiti. Insurance fraud. He wanted to claim the ship and cargo as total loss, collect insurance money. But investigators discovered the fraud. Parker was arrested, tried. He died before the trial concluded. The Mary Celeste was left to rot on the reef. The cursed ship's final resting place, broken on rocks, just like her crew, lost forever. The Mary Celeste became legend. 1884. Arthur Conan Doyle, Sherlock Holmes' creator, wrote a fictionalized story. J. Habakkuk Jeffson's statement. He changed facts, added blood, added violence, made it more dramatic. The public believed his fiction was fact. The myth grew. Dozens of books, films, documentaries followed, each adding their own theories. The name Mary Celeste became synonymous with mysterious disappearance. To this day, she remains the most famous ghost ship in history. 2002. The Smithsonian Channel sponsored a scientific investigation. Using modern analysis, Finding 1. Alcohol vapor explosion theory tested. Scientists recreated the cargo hold conditions. Result: alcohol vapor can create brief, flameless explosion. Enough to scare crew, not enough to damage ship. Conclusion: plausible. Finding 2. Computer simulation of lifeboat scenario. If the crew abandoned to a lifeboat tied to the ship, a sudden wind shift could cause the rope to snap. The Mary Celeste, with sails set, could quickly sail away, leaving the lifeboat behind. Conclusion: very plausible. Finding 3. Weather analysis. Historical weather data shows a sudden storm passed through the area around November 25th. Conclusion: supports panic scenario. Modern consensus: the combination theory is most likely. Alcohol fumes plus storm plus panic plus bad decision equals tragedy. Even with modern analysis, questions remain. 1. Why was the ship's compass destroyed? No good explanation. Accident during panic? Deliberate sabotage? 2. Why was Captain Briggs's sword found unsheathed? Was there a threat, or just moved during the chaos? 3. The lifeboat was never found. Why? Atlantic currents could have taken it anywhere, but no debris, no bodies, nothing. Ever. 4. If it was just panic, why didn't they return? If the rope broke and the ship sailed away, they would have tried to row after it. Did they drown trying? 5. Why take the ship's papers? Chronometer and sextant make sense for navigation. But why papers? These questions may never be answered. December 4th, 1872. 10 people vanished from a perfectly seaworthy ship. Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter Sophia, 7 crew members, gone without a trace. The Mary Celeste sailed on alone, a ghost ship drifting in the Atlantic. 150 years later, we have theories, educated guesses, scientific analysis, but no bodies, no wreckage, no definitive proof. The ocean keeps its secrets, and the Mary Celeste remains one of the greatest mysteries of the sea. Somewhere in the Atlantic, on November 25th, 1872, 10 people made a decision. Maybe it was panic. Maybe it was rational. Maybe it was a terrible mistake. We'll never know their final moments, their fear, their hope that they'd return to the ship. All we know is this: the Mary Celeste was found intact. Her crew never was. And the sea, vast and indifferent, holds the answer. If you ever sail the Atlantic and you see a ship drifting alone, look closely. You might be seeing history's most famous ghost ship, still searching for her lost crew, still waiting for them to return.